The other day I was texting with one of my buddies and I was asking him how work had gone that day, and he said it was a little bit rough, and I asked him why. I said, man, what went wrong at work today? And he said, well, my manager got mad at me because I was a little bit late. And I said, why were you late to work? And he just really quickly said, man, well, I overslept because I didn't set an alarm, and I didn't set an alarm because I was tired. And he told this to his manager, and his manager got mad. And his manager very quickly and clearly just said, being tired is not an excuse to be late to work. It's not an excuse to not show up for what you are meant and supposed to do. For a lot of us right now, you're probably a little tired. You're starting to get uncomfortable almost, actually. You're getting stretched a little bit. And you might be watching this in 2020 during the summer, or you might be watching this years from now, but whatever it is, you might be experiencing this thing called tiredness and uncomfortability, and it is making you start to have an excuse to not fight for progress. Now, I want to use an example really quick to show how uncomfortability and tiredness are signs that you're actually getting closer to progress. Let's look at working out a little bit. You know, people go into the gym, they're starting to get fit, they're starting to get healthy, they're starting to do what they need to do. Well, that first workout you do, and every workout after that, you know what the direct correlation to working out and stretching your body is? To pushing the limits of your body is? It's soreness. It's pain. It's having to be uncomfortable to lift your arms above your head, and it's a little uncomfortable to walk up the stairs. You see, the wrong response to that discomfort, to that soreness, would be to say that you are doing something wrong and thus should stop working out. The proper response, though, is to look at your uncomfortability and soreness and say, I am on the verge of the progress that needs to happen because my body needs to get pushed to new limits. For many people right now, whatever you are dealing with and pushing for progress in, you are getting stretched to a new limit because progress assumes a new destination, that you are getting further down the line. And that progress is causing uncomfortability, and it is causing you to get tired. It is causing you to want to look back and say, I'll just go back to the way stuff was, because the way I used to do stuff didn't make me so uncomfortable and tired. Well, may I just ask you to reflect for a moment upon a man who stretched himself to the ultimate form of discomfort, to the ultimate form of tiredness, where we look at a man named Jesus who was not willing to make an excuse based off of his discomfort. You see, we look at the example of Jesus, if you didn't know, in the Gospels of the Bible, and Jesus knows that ultimately what he has to do is die. And he goes, and for the sake of mankind, dies on a cross after being brutally beaten. And the night before, he was betrayed by one of his closest friends to be put in this very predicament. He prays to God and says, God, if you can take this cup from me, do it. But not my will, but your will be done. You see, Jesus did not want to go through the discomfort he was going to experience, but he knew that he needed to for the progress that must take place. And so for you, whatever it is, the progress you are seeking to need to have happen in your life or in the lives of people around you or in the society around you, do not let getting tired be an excuse to not find progress. Do not let being uncomfortable be an excuse to not fight for progress. But recognize that that discomfort, that pain, that tiredness is actually the product of progress being on the verge of taking place. Press on. Being tired is not an excuse to not show up to work. Being tired does not mean you can stop fighting for progress.